Hello, welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. Today is Wednesday, September 21st, 2022, the last day of summer. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for giving my channel a chance. I appreciate you stopping by. Returning subscribers, hi, thank you for coming back and spending a little bit of your Wednesday with me. I really do appreciate you. My channel is all about yarn, crochet, knitting, and my journey in the yarny community, and I appreciate you coming along with me. On Wednesdays, I usually do, a WIP Wednesday. What am I working on? How's my week going? I'm going to do a little bit different today. Sunday, I showed you a haul that I got from Hirschner's, and in that haul, I got these little dahlias, Willow Yarns Dahlia. This is the color Grasslands. Y'all, I wish at the time I had purchased all they had. This yarn is so beautiful, wonderful to work with. I made this little baby hat with one of these little 147 yard donuts, cakes. I had a little bit left over even after I made the pom-pom. But this hat, you guys, I purposely made a baby hat. I was going for baby hat. It has a little bit of a sheen. It's so soft. Stitch definition is fabulous. If I wish I had known, I would have wiped them out. I have now since burned through my budget, so I can't go back and get more. They do not have any more of this color. All they have left is this green and the yellow, which is called Medallion. That's all they had left. And I now can see why. This hat, there is no pattern for it. I made it up as I went along. I did not do a regular back loop only brim, only because I was using I think I used a 3.5 millimeter hook, teeny tiny, and it was hard to find that back loop. So I just did the front post double crochet, regular crochet, front post double crochet to make it look like it was a ribbed. And then I did some bobbles and some double crochets and half double crochets and kind of repeated that up. I made this cute little pom-pom. You guys, this yarn is so wonderful. It's stretchy. It's soft. This is the perfect baby hat because it's wool, but it's so soft. I don't know where they get the wool in this thing. So it's going to be soft on baby's head. It's going to be, not too tight, not too big. But I know there are many of you out there that have an aversion to these thin yarns, and I used to be one of those people. So with the other cake I had, I'm holding it together. Oh no. I'm holding it together with Impeccable by Loops and Threads in white to make this hat. Now this part down here I did regular crochet, back loop only, and then this is the Tunisian knit stitch. I'm going to make it so that the brim is doubled. So, this is what the hat will look like. So, but you can, if you wanted to fold it all the way up, if you wanted just to half it, leave it all the way down. Working with it with the acrylic is even wonderful. It is soft. It doesn't snag. It doesn't catch. It doesn't split. It's really, really nice yarn. And this hat is going to be thick and warm and I've had this impeccable in my stash probably for 2 years, and I've never grabbed for it. I've never reached for it, but I realized I don't have that much white, and this was one of the only ones I had. I had some Karen Simply Soft, but I don't know why I grabbed for it. I reached for this, and this impeccable is really nice yarn. 285 yards of a number 4, 4.5 ounces. It says use number 5 hook. I think that's what I'm using. And no, I think I'm using a 6 because I'm doing the Tunisian. I wanted it a little bigger. Yeah, I'm using actually a 6.5. Machine washable and dryable, don't iron. But yeah, this is nice yarn too, and I don't know why I've never reached for it before, but I will again. And next time I see Michael's having it on sale, I will be grabbing some of it because again, it's a really nice yarn. This is, you know, spun really well. It doesn't split, it doesn't snag, it slides on the hook really well. I'm impressed, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to figure out that that is good yarn. So go to Hirschner's. I know they had the Grasslands and the Medallion are all they had left, but if you can get a bunch of these, you know, even if you picked up 9 or 10 and had 1,000 yards of this and made something like a beautiful wrap or a big scarf, this is fabulous, fabulous yarn. I'm so sad my budget is blown for this month because I would go back and buy them out. The colors in this are very fall, the green and the mustard yellow. Wish I had bought more. Anyway, the other thing I started working on, you all know Pamela at Pamela's Adoring Crochet. Over the weekend, she put out a couple of, I think 2 or 3 different tutorials. And the one that caught my eye was the boot cuffs. Are those not adorable? Oh, they were so cute. My only problem is, even at her largest size, they didn't fit me. I have pretty big calves. So I took her idea, and I guess, you know, it is the sincerest form of flattery when you copy somebody. But I had to figure out a way to make it so that it flared out. So I started out the way she did with the back loop only cuff, and I did a couple of rows of, I think I was doing the herringbone half double crochet. And then I did a couple more rows. And then when I got to about here, I did a couple of increases by like 4 or 6 stitches, just a couple, just to give it a little bit of a flare. And then I added the shell border to give it a little bit more of a flare. Now here's my thinking on this. If you have bigger calves like I do, you can wear it this way. So this part goes down into your boot, and then this comes up and you have a little extra room. Or you can wear it this way and have it so that the scallop part goes over the top of your boot, and this comes up to the top. Or if you wanted to, you could tuck this into the boot and wear it with the rib side up and this part tucked into your boot. So these are like a 3-way version of the one that Pamela made. I am going to make hers. I watched her tutorial, and she does fabulous tutorials. The only problem I had with her tutorials is, and it's not only her, it's everybody's tutorial who count. It throws me off so bad. So I'm constantly pausing, doing the 8 stitches, restarting. Okay, you're going to do 8 more stitches. Okay, pause it, do the 8 stitches. When, and I'm sure it's just me, but when I'm doing it and somebody else is counting, I lose count every single time. I don't care if it's 2 stitches or 12 stitches. If somebody else is counting, I mess it up. So it takes me extra long to get through those types of tutorials, but that's my cross to bear. I love Pamela. I love her tutorials. I love her design style. She's fabulous. On my to-do list, which is about 100 miles long, she did a sunset cardigan that one of these days I am going to do that cardigan. But anyway, so I made this boot cuff set, and then I had a lot of yarn left over, so I made a corresponding fingerless glove set that has the same bobbles, the herringbone half double crochet. So I made that. Still had yarn left over. So I made an ear warmer to match. And I sent this to my daughter and I said, what do you think about this idea? Selling these as sets at her craft fair. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 weeks, is making boot cuffs, gloves, ear warmers, and hats. This yarn, now let's talk about this yarn, and here we go, we're going back to Hirschner's. This is their worsted antiquities. It is a 100% acrylic, 8-ounce ball, 489 yards, machine wash and dry, made in Turkey. This color is called Vintage Indigo, but it's very much a teal, very teal. And this color was called Parchment. It came in a 5 skeins, is it 5? 5 skein. You get 3 solid colors, a very neutral color to go with the 3, and then a variegated. The colorway that I got this time around was called Riverside or Riverstone, and it had, oh, it's all right here, this green, and the teal along with the parchment. I love this yarn. It works up so well. It's very soft. Again, oh, excuse me, my hair's in the face. Glides on the hook. It doesn't split. Has great stitch definition. They sell those in like a kit where you get the 5 different colors for, I think it was $18. I got them on sale last year on Black Friday, but I checked their website. They still have these kits, and there's, I think, 4 or 6 different colorways with all different colors. I'm going to go back the next time I either have a coupon or they have a sale for it's an autumn colored one, and I want to say the color was called autumnal or autumn or something, but it was brick red and mustard and a green and very fall autumn colors. So I'm going to go back and get some of that, because this, again, super yarn to work with. I really am enjoying it. So again, check out Hirschner's because they have this fabulous yarn. So that's kind of where my plan is going. I'm working on getting a bunch of gloves and hats and scarves and stuff to get ready to take to my daughter, because I'm going to see how those sell at a more fall Christmas themed craft fair. I am going to try and do maybe 1 or 2 Christmassy hats for her Christmas one. I do have some Christmas yarn. And the other thing I wanted to show you was, I told you a while ago that I wanted to make a cardigan for my granddaughter, and I started it. I am using Mary Maxim Ultra DK Mellow Spun. This color is called medium green. These donuts are the worst. I wish they'd find a different way to do these. I am using a 6mm Tunisian Afghan hook. I tried using one with a cord. I was losing stitch definition too much because of how the stitch is done. The stitch I'm using I found on Creative Grandma, and she called it the Tunisian 2-stitch, and this is what it is. I did a 2x2 rib across the bottom, and then the 2-stitch is 2 rows of the knit stitch and then a row of crossing, so it's like an X stitch. And this is how it turns out. I am loving doing this. I love this yarn. Again, it's a breeze to work with. Doesn't split, slides on the hook. Great stitch definition. It's really soft. Tunisian lends itself to a thicker, because this is the back side. It just lends itself to a thicker fabric when you're done. And with her being in Michigan, she needs the thicker fabric. So, it's beautiful, and this color is just gorgeous. My plan is to make this a typical 3-panel cardigan, you know, the big back panel, 2 for the front, but I'm doing it where the sleeves will, the panel will look like a T, so that you seam the sleeves up here and then down, like I did with the Forget-Me-Not sweater, because I don't like doing sleeves. So I think that way of doing it, it just takes away the sleeve fatigue. So we'll see how it works. Like I said, I'm not following any pattern. I'm just kind of winging this myself. I found a website that gives you approximate measurements. And my granddaughter's a tall girl. So I had my daughter measure herself. So I'm using her measurement. She's as tall as my daughter, and she's 13. So that's, you know, I'm making progress on that. I want to get this finished before we head to Michigan. I think we're heading the first weekend in October. We're heading up to Michigan. So I got to get that done. I got to get some more of these sets done, some more boot cuffs done. Check out Pamela's tutorial. If you haven't already, I'll try to link it below. She does great tutorials. And the boot cuffs are just adorable. I'm going to make some based off of her pattern, because not everybody has big chunky, you know, calves like I do. People have normal legs. So I'm going to make some of those. I'm going to make some more fingerless gloves and work on, that's what I'm going to work on. As soon as I get through the first week in October, then I'm going to concentrate super hard on the blanket that I'm making for Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too, for her, is it Boogie Creek, or I think it's Boogie Creek, the camp for children with illnesses that they're looking for they're having a blanket drive. If you don't know anything about that, check out Nancy or Lynette at Charm Grammy, or Billy with the Crafty Floridian. They have all the information on that. If you want to make a blanket or two, they're looking for donations right through to the end of the year. So I want to get mine done before the holidays. So the end of October, I am going to concentrate on making that blanket. I have the yarn, I have the pattern. I need to get through the next couple of weeks in order to get my trip out of the way before I can concentrate on doing a big blanket project. So So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I'm glad you got to spend a few minutes with me here on Wednesday. Come back on Sunday. I'll show you some of the things that I finished again, because these take no time at all. I'm hoping I'll have a big stack of those for you to see. And until next time, be kind to everyone.